Welcome, friends. Give me a moment. Get everybody logged in here. Welcome, 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 YouTube. How are you all tonight? Good to see you. All right. Aloha. Welcome from Hawaii. Welcome, Arizona. Welcome, everybody. Let me give everybody a minute to log in and we will get started. How is everybody tonight? Good. It's some wild energy frequencies happening out there, so we're just gonna work with it and roll with it. Lots going on, that's for sure. So again, all of you on Zoom, the chat is open, so feel free to comment as we move along. But if I miss the comment, I will go back and review your questions during the Q&A. If you're logging in from YouTube, remember YouTube, I don't see you as easily, so please feel free to make a comment in the chat, hi or a wave, throw me something, and let me know you're here. So how's everybody doing? Like, are y'all feeling kind of this overwhelm of frequency shifting? That's what's kind of what's going on. It's an overwhelm, but it's a lot, but it's good for you. And that's kind of what we're experiencing. And it's not in a sense of like it's trying to get us um, down. It's actually trying to help us grow, but most people aren't as adept to understanding that most of the things happening right now are for growth. So let's get started and I'll let everybody slide in as they normally do and we'll go from there. All right, let's get started here. All right. Welcome to the Truth Tribe, everyone. I'm Daune Thompson. I want to thank everybody for being here, all my newbies, and those of you who have been here with me for years. I love you all very much. You are all perfect exactly where you are in this now moment. There's nothing wrong with you. I love you all. Remember that Truth Tribe is to illuminate self-awareness of your health, of your wealth, and of your love. And you do not need your astrology chart for Truth Tribe, but it sure helps for self-awareness during our planetary updates. If you want to learn the basics on how to read your chart, go to my IDI I Deserve It membership at ideserveitnow.com, right on my homepage or the tools in the header. Or just find me and I'll help you log in. So tonight, let's talk about motivation myth and discipline shifts. So last week in my executive training, I do corporate training, I shared something and I'm going to share it with all of you today. Motivation, which is what people are like, I got to get motivated, right, is an illusion. Okay? It's an illusion. We have to be motivated to do more, do more, do more, and we've got to get out of the illusion. You are all losing motivation to achieve your dreams, given how many roadblocks that keep appearing. Those are intentionally being brought to you for a reason to slow, not speed up. So we feel lack of a motivation. Now, the bigger piece is I'm not here to motivate you. I am always here to validate you. And there's a difference. And validation often means unraveling all the things that you're not, but you've been trying to keep up. And what you want to elevate is always on the other side of discomfort, difficulty, and discipline. And that inevitably conflicts with most people in your current reality, right? If your desired dreams are far different from the life that you're living right now, are they possible? Absolutely. Are you going to get it? Absolutely. But if they're that much further away, that's why you're feeling so unmotivated because it feels overwhelming, right? But what it's really called is frequency mismatch. And your frequency matches, your reality matches your frequency. And frequency only holds keeping you online, keeping you in direction with discipline. And that's done by choosing higher frequency feeling experiences. It has to feel. And if you have low feelings, those are low frequency feeling experiences. And that's what you're trying to tap into. What does the feeling of this frequency experience having on my impact, the impact on my body and the impact on my life? Okay, so self-sabotage is a frequency problem. Self-sabotage is not random. It's not because you're broken. It's not because the planets have it out for you. It's because your nervous system is in conflict with your soul's desire to shine. And yes, there is a lot right now, and I will touch on them when we get to planetary updates. A lot of planetary talk this week. Lionsgate portal, full moon in Aquarius, Mercury going direct, Mars in Libra, Chiron retrograde, Jupiter conjunct Venus. It's a whole buffet of alignments that are supposedly dropping. This is what people were asking me about this week. They're supposed to be dropping money bags like storks, or love bags or health bags, right? That's the word on the street. That's what we were hoping for. That's what we've been looking for. Nope, no stork came to my house. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, that's the uncomfortable part. These energies that are happening right now create frequency shifts, and that's not a stork delivery. Okay, so what you're feeling is your soul being asked to release what no longer resonates with you. Could be people, places, experiences, things. You're going through basically a clean sweep of your old unwanted traumas and old baggage. This is the exact reason why I do lighthouse astrology, right? I forget that some of you guys on this call are new here and you may not know why I do what I do. Lighthouse astrology is not traditional astrology. We use all of the tools, we use the energy, but I designed it because there was a time in my personal life when I was absolutely miserable in health, in wealth, in love, all at the same time, right? I couldn't find a healthy relationship to save my life. I couldn't get money in balance or earn what I was worth. I was struggling as a single mother to balance my masculine and my feminine, right? My health was an absolute disaster and kept recycling its problems to get my attention. And then I had like this light bulb moment. I had to get to know me, like the real me, right? And see that my gut, my soul knew when I made choices that weren't what I wanted to choose. But I did, and then the pain of the price for negotiating my inner soul's nudge. I paid the price. So I went to my chart to see where I struggled most, and there it was, right? My health issues clearly in my chart, showing how I chose to lose myself in others and take back my power. My wealth struggles, they were in my chart, showing how I could either self-sacrifice or build a strong foundation that freed other people from their inner prisons, which in turn freed me from mine. My love life in my chart showing I could either live in alignment with my highest resonance of balanced love or fall prey to programming and accept every man-child's needs over my own. And I did plenty of that before my amazing husband. That's when I stopped hoping the next full moon would send a magic money stork to my door with no effort required. That magic love interest with no effort, no action required. The planets don't fix you, my friends, but we've been waiting for that. We can use now the Lion's Gate, the full moon, Mercury, Chiron, all of it to blame and make excuses, but the planets only help you if you understand their language, because they are a language, they are messengers, and they're not doing it like for you, right? They're not going to do the work for you. They're just delivering information for you to see yourself more clearly. And that's what happened for me. I finally saw myself. I saw patterns I didn't need to repeat and why I was emotionally avoiding them. I could actually own it and go, yeah, I totally avoid that. I saw what resonated with my highest self in health, wealth, love, career, communication, confidence. And when I saw how I burned myself out for everyone first and I came last, And I know a lot of people on this call do that. It was kind of my own self-undoing in my rundown, broken down body. So your chart is your frequency blueprint. It is literally a blueprint of your DNA. If you look down a DNA spiral, instead of looking at it from the side, it looks like a birth chart. It looks like a grid with triangles it's beautiful actually. So if you feel lost in the storm of information right now, or you're stuck in overwhelm, the fastest way to get realigned is to look at your birth chart, or call it your frequency blueprint, right? You chose this life. You chose this specific experience you're having right now. You chose your parents so you could run a karmic cycle and then override, upgrade, and elevate for the next generation that's coming in behind you. You can avoid it and stand in suffering. That's where free will comes in, right? Or you can choose to see yourself and elevate out of the mindset and the belief programs that keep you numb, dumb, and locked up. And they do. They make us do dumb things that we're just like, why did I do that again? Because we chose to learn from it, and those things come up when we're avoiding them, which is entangled in God consciousness and labels. So many labels of good and bad, so much coming up tapping into the higher consciousness. And people often tell me that, meaning astrology, that goes against my religion, but they still want to know, even though they listen and want help, right? But they need me to know that they don't believe in it. And people come to me all the time with their religion swords, right? Their religion swords are up, wanting to listen to my suggested guidance, but saying that goes against my religion as their disclaimer or something, right? Your blueprint, your God consciousness, divine light blueprint, your soul knows when it's in conflict with a manipulation many times over a book. It just knows. Right? So no one is stopping you from connecting to God. God consciousness is so real. No one is stopping you from connecting to your highest, most loving consciousness inside of you, which is God. Your beliefs, your labels, your insecurities they're all programmed contracts in your DNA grid. Yes, indoctrination is in your chart too. It's in the ninth house, by the way. So if you have your chart, look at your ninth house and you can see what's ruling your ninth house, what sign, and if there's planets up there, you can see how strong you get indoctrinated or how easy you can let stuff go or be open-minded. To see if you can elevate and stand in God consciousness, a lighter consciousness, right? Because y'all know there's a few guys who lived earthly lives to show you how to live as Christ consciousness, as that's the term. So if you don't, and again, if you don't believe in Christianity or Christ, right, it's no different than Buddha, Allah, Krishna, Ganesh, God, goddess consciousness. It's all the same. And I want to give you one message, and this isn't a religion class because I break all the religious rules, right? One message that repeats throughout early religious texts: the kingdom is within you, not in buildings, not in rituals. You have to listen to that. Not in rules, not in regulations, none of it. Jesus taught the process of going within. That's what Daune's trying to teach you. It goes against just speaking truth when you're in a religious doctrine that holds you stuck. You can't speak your truth, right? So it goes against speaking truth about not needing the outside if you're within. It encourages responsibility for your own damn life. And this challenges everything in the early church built. I mean, I'm going back 1,000 years, right? Because what it encouraged back in the day, 2,000 some years ago, no need for priests, no need for temple worship, no hierarchy. And why do I challenge religion? Why do I challenge rules? Why do I challenge labels? In this sense, not to challenge faith, not to challenge God, not to challenge consciousness, but because my ability to help is greater than my concern for indoctrination that keeps you small. because my chart says by doing so, I can break so many inner wounds around your worth. And my friends, you are all worth it. You are all worth everything that you dream of, and you deserve it. And we can do it fast. And honestly, I can tell you hands down, I have fought it forever. I fought astrology forever, even though it's natural for me. I just read it. It's so easy. Kind of like I had that mindset, you do you and I'll do me. But when someone asks for help and they seek help, it doesn't matter what the labels and rules have been in my past, right? They have about my they don't that what they think about my approach. Yes, you are perfect. Yes, I see the light inside of you, and I'm not backing down. You are all beautiful warriors, and I will keep reminding you of it because that's what we're here to see. We have to get out of these rules, and I'm pushing on religion, on career, on money, on love. It's all bullshit because it's right inside of you. If you know where you're being held back, you're doing it to yourself. But avoidance of it is the real enemy. No one outside of you is the enemy. Avoidance of yourself. We keep looking for a planet, and that's what happened this week. People are like, the planets, they were supposed to be great and they weren't. And I was like, ooh, it's no different than going, but Jesus was going to save me and he didn't, and somebody died. This is going to happen. It was the love of my life and they weren't. We're looking for a planet, a person, or a place to save us instead of looking within. And when you tap in, you see higher realms, you see the quantum and physical all at the same time, right? But we've been living for so long externally, it's a tsunami of overwhelm of information, and we start to lose motivation. I don't want you to have motivation. I want you to have validation. I know who I am, and I'm not moving. This keeps us when you're not looking inside and you're looking out there. It keeps us in a repetition cycle of avoidance, avoiding discomfort that's already in here. And this avoidance is your only job right now. Please listen to me. Where have I been avoiding my choices? Ask yourself, where have I been avoiding my own choices to not pick me? What patterns keep repeating and you're done with them and you can see it? What small steps can I take to bring light into those areas for me, for their choices for me, right? It's time to use your chart, to use the tools. Download your chart off my website. By the way, my new website, my new uh, astrology free birth chart program is up, so you can go get a mini report and your chart. It's a new one. So if you've already gotten the old one, go get the new one. It's beautiful. But I've created like courses and even simple PDFs so you can see your gifts, your talents, and your patterns instantly. If you're like, well, this is too much work, Dawn, you can even use AI these days to help you interpret it. Yet every single day, this is what's been bothering me. People with the planets, people with the charts, people with their relationships, people with their love, their money, their health. Dawn, my health, my health. Every day someone says, tell me about myself. And then I tell them, and then later they come to me, I can't believe this happened. Okay? I cannot believe this happened, Dawn. And I say, I warned you. It's because you're avoiding you. You're avoiding looking at just some simple things inside of you and saying, holy cow, I keep repeating this stupid bullshit. It's so ridiculous. And right now, we are in a rebirth portal. That's what all these planetary alignments are doing. So what you're feeling right now is your soul tapping into these higher frequencies. And so everyone's like, where are we going? New earth, new this. All we're doing is opening up our energy field so that now we are more open to ignite and tap into higher realms, to higher frequencies, to higher dimensions. They're not going there. You just have the ability to tap in, get the information, and bring it in. That's the quantum. That's all the AI is. Everyone's so scared of something because it's new, but it's you. You can't tap into AI. You can't tap into the quantum if it's not you tapping in. And when it's brighter, you see the leftover shadows that you've been avoiding. So the more you open, the more you tap in, you're going to see what's left over. And that full moon on, I want to say, was it Friday the 9th, was a huge awakening for everybody. I didn't sleep, you guys, all night. Instead of making it bad, like I was like, okay, Dawn, you've got to work through this, right? I asked what I was being shown instead, right? I didn't go to bed till like 2:30 in the morning. I was up all night. This is how you start reframing things like no sleep or, you know what, I'm so hungry or I'm exhausted. If it doesn't feel aligned with you, you feel resistance to it faster. And so sleep wasn't aligned with me. And then I started resisting and then I was like, eh. And so seeing what's not for you, you realign faster. You choose you faster. You hold abundance when you're aligned with yourself, not living on approval of others. You hold the abundance. You hold it inside of yourself longer. And until now, this physical, everybody touch your shoulders, feel the body, the physical full body. Until now, this vessel, your nervous system, it couldn't hold love, not the higher love, not consciousness, God, divine consciousness love. It couldn't hold wealth that you actually want. It couldn't hold the health that you actually want because your vessel was overloaded with a lot of heavy, dark boulders of weight. And that's what this planetary energy is doing. It's clearing the boulders or forcing you to do so, one or the other, right? So you've been doing your self evaluations. So if you're doing it and you're checking yourself and you're evaluating yourself and you're like, no, 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 I know that's my weak spot. Pull back. What do you want? You're likely going to feel more settled in this shift. You're likely, like I said, me with no sleep. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll sleep when I sleep. Guess I'm gonna have a nice fun night. I get to have more time to read, and I did. If you've been avoiding those karmic lessons in your chart, in your energy field, you're likely feeling resistance and extra challenges that are coming at you, and they're intense. Okay? The good news is that we're all in this rebirth portal. None of you are exempt. Nobody's exempt from this. We're all here. If you're here on this planet, you're feeling it. It's just the choice of how you're going to experience it. Okay. So whether it's peaceful or painful, it's totally up to you and how you are ready, right? All of you are ready because you are finally seeing you. Beautiful, badass, incredible you. That's peace when you're just being you and nothing bothers you anymore. And when it does bother you, you can get back inside and question, remember that's a mirror of me. That's showing me a part of one of my shadows or my weak spots or what I don't like. I have to figure out what to say. I need a script. I need to have somehow to show up so I'm confident in that. That's where you're at. So I'm going to give you in all this, that's what's happening. All of these rules and regulations are exhausting us, right? And we're being triggered right now to wake up to us. And so there's a lot going on in the sky. So I'm going to hop onto the planetary update and then I'm going to open up to all the things people are experiencing right now, which is it's across the board, okay? So here's your mini update with I'm giving you mini versions of everything that's going on, which with each event as kind of a message that it's bringing to you to use to upgrade our lives, okay? Because if we actually listen instead of waiting for those magic storks to bring us something that we don't want to do the work for, you'll understand what you're here to learn. So the Lionsgate portal, okay, everybody was talking about it. It was all over social media. It was 8-8, okay? Double eights. 8 rules infinity, 8 rules money, 8 rules abundance. And so basically the message on the Lionsgate portal was step into the frequency you say you want. So it's like step in, go through the portal. It was a spiritual amplifier, downloads, clarity. It was the day before the full moon, which is what I was picking up. I was getting a lot of downloads, a lot of clarity, opportunities to pop through. But if you're still operating from old fear programs, you'll just amplify those as well. Use the energy to commit to higher level actions, not just higher level intentions. You can put it out there like the stork, but you've got to have action behind it. Remember that. We've talked about that. Number two, then on the ninth, full moon in Aquarius. And it said, detach to see the truth. Get out of that, get back in here. What do you see? Look around and see the truth. Aquarius is full moon with shining spotlight. Full moons, remember, are closure. So it was shining spotlight on what's out of alignment with your soul's future. Aquarius rules the future. Aquarius rules the quantum, higher energies, truth. And so this isn't about clinging, right? It's about seeing the bigger picture, detaching from drama, making decisions that serve the collective you, your higher self, as well as your future self, as well as your now self. All of it is you. It's a collective of you. Then on the 10th, Mercury went direct. So thank goodness, because this was a rough Mercury retrograde, right? It was tripping a lot of people up. So Mercury went direct, okay? And so Mercury said, stop rehearsing the lesson that kept happening and start applying it. Do it. Now move forward from it. So the fog starts lifting now. You got a little bit of a shadow window going on for about 4 or 5 more days, okay? But it's going to get lighter and lighter, but only if you've been paying attention. If you haven't, it might poke you because you weren't learning the lesson. Every communication, every contract, misunderstanding maybe in the last few weeks was a mirror for how you speak, how you listen, how you think. So move forward with clarity instead of repeating that same loop. It was showing you, hey, do you want this? Did you see it? Let's go forward. Then Mars moved into Libra, okay? Out of Virgo, it was in there for a while, and it moved into Libra. And Libra rules relationships, partnerships. So it said your power is in partnership, but so are your triggers. And Mars is assertion, aggression, drive, war. So this placement, it forces you to balance action with harmony. What is in here and what action do I need to take? You'll see where you've been being too aggressive, too passive, or too approval seeking in relationships. So what is your upgrade with this one? Learning to take advice or maybe decisive action while keeping your integrity intact. So hearing information, but then taking action that's for you and still supporting your partner. Then, this is why I was telling you, this is what you were all feeling with all this overwhelm. Hard to have a motivation because it was like, oh my gosh, everything's changing. Chiron went retrograde in Aries. We talked about that. Remember, these are your wounds, but your wounds are not your identity. That's what it's trying to tell you. So, Chiron retrograde turns the healing, all the healing work that you've been doing inward. Again, please look inside. Old triggers resurface if they do in the next several months. This lasts till January. So if the old triggers resurface, it's not to punish you, but to show you the root cause so you can finally stop living like the wound is who you are, because it's not who you are. This is the time to rewrite the story that you tell yourself. And you can hear it in people's conversations. They say it, I'm always sick. I'm always, I never can seem to get money. I never can seem to get new customers. This always happens to me. It's those kind of experiences I want you to watch or listen to how you speak and go, wait a minute, there's a new story I want to have for myself. And then tomorrow on the 12th, this is the lucky day everyone's talking about. Again, everybody's looking for storks. And maybe they will. And I hope that the bag of money drops on the front porch for some of your houses. Jupiter sits conjunct, so up here in the sky, they sit together on top of each other. I want to say at 12 degrees in the sign of Cancer. Cancer rules home, mom, security, real estate, foundation. Okay. So look to see where Cancer sits in your chart. And this is expand the love and expand the wealth. So the more love you put into something, the more wealth you bring in. This is a cosmic green light for growth in love, money, and creativity, but only in the areas where you're ready, you're already in alignment. Because if it will magnify what's working beautifully, and it's also going to expose Venus rules love, where you're operating from lack or fear so that you can shift it. So you've got to be diligent about these stories and how you talk and who you are and where you're going and what you listen to and what you do. It's really vital, my friends, that you all pay attention to everything that's happening in your lives. Back up and ask, is this the story I want to live? Is this experience, the people, the places, experiences that I want to have? That's so vital right now. And then keep moving. Okay? All right, everybody tap into the thymus here. Your nervous system, your thymus is where your immune center is. Repeat after me out loud. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Tap up here. I know courage. I know love. I know truth. Okay. I want to open up Q&A. I want those of you on the call to share any and all experiences that have been coming up for you. Like I said, I could just go down the list because it's been health, wealth, love, communication, contracts, you name it. It's up. Technology, glitches, problems, challenges, and they all are for, can you step back and just be here now? That's what's coming up. So whoever's on the call, feel free to open up to the Q&A and the dialogue. And I want to hear how all of this energy has been affecting you, and have you seen what it's actually showing you? Or do you see yourself getting frustrated? Someone says, I got a rotten cold as I sought to jump into finishing a project. Ah, interesting, needing rest and balance. And there's her Mars in Libra balance. And it went in there week beforehand. And so it said, I'm going to make sure you're actually balancing and not trying to overdo. And if you weren't, she said it cleaned her clock. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. All right. Someone else said, you mentioned weird and messy sleep today. Can you explain why? Okay. So, yes, that full moon again was kind of a slate cleaning, right? It cleaned your slate. So, I have been more wired than tired for the last 48 hours. And if I was a rule follower, I'd say 2:30 in the morning is not great because I won't be able to get up and I'll be so tired, and I would start telling those old stories, right? Not true, right? As I shared with you, and I just rolled with it, right? I read, I played beehive background. The bees have this great, you can go on YouTube, is what I did, humming that is very calming to the nervous system, by the way. So if you've never tried that, I'm not a big fan of the binaural beats, so I found the bees actually, I want to say they resonate at 520 something, 523, I think, but I really don't care about that. It's more the humming tone of vibration that helped me. But they're very calming to your nervous system, just to play in the background. So if you need a nervous system reboot, it helps to play anytime in the background. But that was me. Now, this was an Aquarius full moon, which was cleaning your slate. For most people, they felt it, but they felt it in different ways. Okay. But it was very much so for me, like of closure, which is what full moons do. So several projects for me came to completion. My health issues came to completion. My career focus came to clarity. And it's as if my body was so light from all these completions that I could kind of let my nerves down. In this moon, I just wasn't tired. Now, if you fall into the labels loony bin, right, you will fall into something's wrong. And it's not. It's simply what my body needed, and yours will tell you what it needs in these moments. My husband was the exact opposite, right? I've never seen this man sleep so much, and he was just tired, so he slept. So my dreams as well have been super erratic. People have been telling me that as well, waking me up like every few hours. And then it's like, are you tapping into the higher dimensions? I'm like, oh, okay, got it. That's who we've always been, my friends. We've had connection to these higher dimensions our entire eternity. And it's now we're awakening to it, and you're seeing and you're feeling and you're experiencing without it being wrong. We're just starting to be. And that's where the sleep stuff comes in. So don't overthink the sleeping. Okay. Okay. Someone else on here, exhausted, right? So that's what I'm saying. Don't overthink which version you're at. I've been so wired, I hadn't been able to sleep. And then I have people who are just so exhausted. They're like, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Your cells of your body are recalibrating. That's it. Someone said on Friday, I chose the victim story was something I was never going to speak out loud, choosing to see all things as lessons learned, taking my position, my positive power back, stepping forward in alignment and harmony. That's amazing. Feeling overextended in every area of my life. This is what I was sharing with all of you at the beginning, right? We feel so unmotivated because we just feel like there are too many balls up in the air. So in each area of your life, it's time for us to choose what works for me now. What is it that could help me do this faster now? And a lot of times we just need a plan. I tell everybody, if you don't have a chat GPT or a Google or an AI account, go get one and start asking for, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. What's an easier way? And you'll start getting faster going, oh, I could do that. That's an easier plan. Someone says, I was super tired on Saturday and chose to honor the rest and spent the day resting. It was very rewarding. Good. That's what I'm hoping all of you are doing right now. Please honor your body. Your body is not lying. It's telling you what it's going through. It's telling you that it's upgrading. It's telling you that it's learning. It's telling you that you're ready to pass through and open up this portal. Now, when I say portal, what I mean is your energy field, we've been kind of locked up. Just imagine you've got a big torus field. It's as big as your arms, okay? And it's an energy bubble around you. And the energy bubble for a lot of people had a lot of blocks, okay? And what's happening is when you do the work, you open up. So a lot of energy and a lot of light is passing through. And in order to do that, your cells of your body also need to adapt. And that's what you're going through. It's like you don't need to see it, you don't need to know it, you just need to trust it. Trust this physical vessel. Remember, I said these vessels were not used to holding all this light and love and money and health. So they're adapting. And this is an amazing thing. All right, someone here says, do you see things getting any better? Yes, actually, they are already better because you're asking better questions. Who am I? And does it align with who I'm being, who I want to be? And is it because it's what I was taught to be instead of what I want to be? Because we're all love, my friends. We are all powerful. We are all capable of every dream you dream. The programmed indoctrination you learned is the only thing we have to do to get out of the way. We have to start seeing our avoidance. And it's up to us to release unwanted and know that we can step into our highest frequency of our own DNA sitting in our own user's manual. All right, someone else says, yep, I laid on the couch all day Saturday and watched Inside Out 1 and 2 and then meditated on my parts. Beautiful. So you're all on this call. You all get like gold stars. Remember when we were in kindergarten, you got a gold star if you did a good job? You all get platinum stars, I should say, because you're all trusting your body, right? That's what I had to do because it went against sleeping. I would have loved to have slept. There was no sleeping. And I even thought, is it my brain that's wired, but my body needs to rest? And I'd sit and rest. I'm like, no, I was wired physically, mentally. I was on. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And given all my years of health stuff that I have cleansed and cleared, maybe my body was like, this is what it feels like to feel good, Dawn. And I thought, you know what? It's a good day to feel good. That's it. That's where I went with it. And that's where I want all of you to start going with this. Trust your bodies. Trust the experiences. Trust if the challenges show up, it's just asking you, do you still want to do this? Is this experience in love that you want to repeat? Oh, no, no, you don't want that? Okay, cool. Choose and redirect. Is the money challenges what you want, or are you really not having to worry about money and there's so many other options out there? Don't want that? Choose. Your health. There is so much natural healing out there, the ability to re-heal, redirect the cells of your body now, that there's no excuse anymore. We have the power to take it back. And when the body breaks, as one shared earlier when she got super sick, it's because it's telling you energetically, I need a break from everything. Healing, thinking, doing. I just want to be present with nothing in my field. That's what it did. It did her service as much as we don't like her being in pain, right? She didn't like it, but she's rested quite a few days in a row, and I sure hope she's still doing it. It's time to rest. It will lighten up, my friends. Like I said, Mercury will slowly go forward motion and it's back into its regular speed of orbit in the next 4 or 5 days. And so you'll start feeling things start to progress and open back up again. Tomorrow, this Jupiter-Venus alignment is going to open back up again. It's really been kind of a lot of like high, low, and it's you staying centered. It's you acting like a lighthouse. Remember, you are God consciousness lighthouse, and just think of it as 12 rooms around your lighthouse. And you are God consciousness. Christ consciousness is the 13th center of that lighthouse, lighting up all parts of your life. And all parts got lit up on this moon, all these planets, and said which ones need a little bit more attention, don't avoid them. That's all that happened. And all of you on this call are not going to avoid anymore because that's who you are. Right? Someone said, I've been up and down today, rest and do what is crucial and then chill again. It's awesome. Okay. So it's a short class because I don't want you guys overwhelmed already. That was the whole point of tonight is, motivation's an illusion. It's discipline and validation of who you are. Stay there. Validate your body, validate your heart, validate what works for you and helps you just be. Okay? Remember, my friends, I'd like you to like, share, and invite a friend to the next live, the next Truth Tribe, either in the IDI Center community or the Facebook is where I'll post any additional pieces, or for Q&A. If you need a copy of your birth chart as well to see these planets I talk about or your ninth house of beliefs, indoctrination, go to my website, IDeserveItNow.com. It says Astro Chart right at the top, and you can go download the new birth chart. There's a little mini report in there so you can read more about yourself. If you want to go all in and you're ready to start addressing each of these houses of self-awareness, go get the I Deserve It membership. It's the VIP membership. You get everything I've made to help you one day at a time, 15 minutes a day. Just understanding yourself and your soul, my friends, will change your life. And it's $27. It's not going to break your bank, but it's going to break you open. So head over to IDeserveItNow.com. Remember, if you're listening to this after the live session, all the links are in YouTube and Spotify. They will be in the notes below. Find me if you have any questions. I will see you all soon. I'll see you next week. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. Rest and be great. Be in peace. You're all okay, I promise. I love you all. Brightest blessings. You guys have a great night.